If you are watching this right now, I need you to stop scrolling for just a moment. Not because you have to, but because something in you already knew you needed to hear this today. Maybe you've been carrying a weight you haven't told anyone about. Maybe your prayers have felt like they're bouncing off the ceiling lately. Maybe you lie awake at night wondering if anyone at all truly sees what you're going through. I see you. You have been asking why for a long time now. Why the bills keep piling up. Why the people you love keep pulling away. Why peace feels like something other people have, but never you. I want you to know. None of that has gone unnoticed. Not one tear. Not one sleepless night. Not one silent prayer whispered into the dark. Something is shifting for you. And before this message ends, you are going to understand exactly why everything you've walked through led you to this exact moment. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could change the way you see your entire life. Let me take you back, not to a place, but to a feeling. You know it well. It's the feeling of sitting in a room full of people and still feeling completely alone. It's the feeling of smiling at work, at church, at the dinner table, while something inside you quietly aches. You have gotten so good at carrying it that most people around you have no idea you're carrying anything at all. You have wondered more than once if you're being forgotten, if your prayers are too small to matter, or too repeated to still be heard. You've watched other people's lives seem to move forward, while yours feels stuck in the same chapter, page after page, year after year. And in the quiet moments, late at night, driving alone staring at a bank statement, sitting by a hospital bed, you've asked the question so many are afraid to say out loud, does this still matter to anyone but me? Here is the truth many believers never slow down long enough to understand. The delay you've been living in was never a punishment. It was never a sign you did something wrong or prayed the wrong way or believed too little. Some of the deepest struggles in a person's life aren't proof that they were left behind. They're proof that something important was being rebuilt underneath the surface, in a place they couldn't see yet. Think about anything that grows the way it's supposed to. Roots don't build themselves in daylight. They build themselves in the dark, quietly, before anything visible appears above the ground. That season you've been in, the waiting, the struggling, the unanswered texts and unpaid bills and unspoken worries, that has been a root season. Painful, yes. Unfair feeling, yes. But not empty, not wasted, not unnoticed. There's something else you need to hear, because this is where many people quietly lose hope without realizing it. Comparing your life to someone else's timeline will only ever cost you peace. Your storms have never been random. Your specific pain, your specific mountain, has been shaping something in you that an easier road never could have built. Endurance, softness where there could have been bitterness, compassion for others who are hurting the way you have hurted. So today, if your hands are tired, if your faith feels thin, if you feel like you've been knocking on a door that won't open, I want you to exhale. You are not being ignored, you are being prepared. And what's coming next in your life will only make sense once you understand what that preparation was actually for. Now I want to show you something most people miss completely, because they're too busy looking for the answer instead of looking at themselves. Somewhere in your struggle, you have been changing. Not the version of you that everyone else sees, the polished one, the I'm fine one, but the quiet, real version that only shows up when no one else is around. That version has grown more patient than it used to be, more willing to forgive, more able to sit with someone else's pain without running from it. You may not have noticed it happening, because growth like that rarely announces itself. It just quietly becomes who you are. Here's the twist most people never expect. The very thing you've been praying to have removed may be the thing that was never meant to be removed, only understood differently. Not every closed door is a punishment. Some closed doors are protection. Some delayed answers are redirection. And some of the people or situations you've grieved losing were never actually meant to walk the next part of your life with you. This is the part where many quietly give up, right on the edge of the breakthrough, when it's hardest to keep believing anything is still moving. Don't stop here. Not now, because there is a practical shift available to you starting today, and it doesn't require perfect faith or a perfect life. It starts with honesty. Stop performing peace you don't feel. Bring the real version of your struggle into your prayers, out loud or in silence, exactly as messy as it actually is. Stop measuring your worth by what you can show other people, And start paying attention to small, ordinary mercies. A text that came at the right moment, a stranger's unexpected kindness, a night you thought you couldn't get through, that you got through anyway. Those aren't coincidences. Those are quiet reminders that you were never actually walking through any of this by yourself. Something is loosening. You may not be able to name it yet, but you can feel it. A shift in your chest, a small return of hope, where there was numbness before. Hold on to that feeling. It is not wishful thinking. It is the beginning of something that is about to become very clear. Here is what I need you to understand, all the way down in the part of you that stopped expecting good news. The struggle was never the whole story. It was the chapter right before the turn, the part that always looks the darkest, right before the light starts to make sense of everything that came before it. And that turn is not far away from you now. Not because of luck, not because you finally prayed the right words, but because you never actually stopped being cared for, even in the seasons that felt the most silent. Every tear that felt wasted, it wasn't. Every night you almost gave up but didn't. That mattered more than you know. Every time you kept showing up to a life that felt heavy, kept loving people even when you were running on empty, kept whispering a prayer you weren't even sure was landing anywhere. None of that was invisible. It was seen. It was held. It was already being answered quietly, in ways you'll only fully understand when you look back on this exact season. Here is your strongest step forward. And it's simpler than it sounds. Let go of needing to control how the healing arrives. Stop bracing for more disappointment. Start opening your hands, your plans, your fears, your timeline, and let something bigger hold them for a while. Peace was never meant to depend on everything being fixed. It was meant to be possible even in the middle of the mess, right where you are today, exactly as you are. You are not too far gone. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. Whatever you've been carrying, you don't have to carry it the same way tomorrow. If these words found their way to you today, and something in your chest just settled a little, that wasn't random. Take a breath. Let it in. And if you feel it too, that quiet return of hope, type Amen below, not because you have to, but because sometimes saying it out loud is the first step to actually believing it again.